Today we're squatting low bar because I'm a powerlifter. But guess what? I've got a special guest for you. His name's Kyle Bruce, and he's an Olympic weightlifter, represents Australia, I believe, in the 90-ish kilogram division, maybe even lighter. He's a super strong dude. And he's going to be showing you the difference between he's not going to be showing you the difference. He's going to show you the high bar squat while I show you the low bar squat. And we're going to explain the differences so that you know, because there are many differences. Now, both of us are performance athletes. So I'm a powerlifter and he's a weightlifter. So neither of us do this for aesthetics, even though it's nice to look good, of course, and building muscles are a result of training with weights, even if it's for performance. But the primary goal is performance. Secondary goal is aesthetics. So I'm also going to be explaining to you the muscles that we're using for a low bar compared to the muscles that we're using for a high bar squat, so that you are better informed next time you do your squat sessions. Like, I'm a mentor as well. And as a coach, I like to hold myself accountable for, if someone asks me the question, why am I doing this? Whatever it is. Why am I doing the exercise? Why am I doing these reps? Why am I doing these sets? Whatever it is. If you charge money for a program and someone asks you that question, they deserve to know the answer. I'm going to start warming up. So Kyle's not here yet. So why am I warming up? I'll tell you why. Because I like to take my time with my warm-ups. And I'm 43 years old, and he's a lot younger than me. And I'll tell you how young guys train, young guys and girls, is they come in and you'll see how fast he's able to warm up. I'm sure of it. I've never trained with him before. And usually they're the ones that say, oh, you don't need to warm up for long. Yeah, maybe he doesn't. I mean, I didn't used to have to warm up for this long when I was younger. But as I've gotten older, I love to take my time with the warm-ups. So starting with my favorite warm-up exercise for the knees is the leg press through the balls of the feet, taking the knee joint through the full range of motion. I don't know how many reps, 50 we'll go for. I don't know how many, is that 10? I'll do heaps more. And then I'm going to go heavier and heavier and heavier, right? Until I get to warming up on the squat. So by the time Kyle gets here, I should be up to, I don't even know, maybe just an empty barbell. But it'll take me, 15 minutes to warm up to get to an empty barbell. I squatted on Monday, it's Friday. Now normally I do heavy squats on Monday, and then my secondary day, which is usually Thursday, is a light squat session. It's my accessory work, which is lighter squats, usually a quad dominant pattern to build quadriceps, so different to my low bar squats, plus my Romanian deadlifts. I've actually done an entire video on that, one of my previous videos. You should check it out. But then when I spoke to Kyle and he said he's coming in, we'll do some squats, I thought this is a good opportunity to do a video for you guys on low bar squats versus high bar squats. So that's why I thought, instead of squatting on Thursday, I'll wait for him on Friday so I get an extra day's rest, but I'm going to try and squat heavy again. So usually I teach people, don't do big spine loading, two big spine loading sessions in the same week. Your body needs to recover, right? So I did on Monday, 260 kilograms for a set of 4. That was my top set. Bunch of accessories, and hopefully I'm not too fatigued and I'm going to be able to go heavy again. So next week, I was planning for today to be my accessory day, and next Monday to be my next heavy day. My programming structure is heavy single and then rep work the next week, and then heavy single the next week, then rep work the next week. So get this, I did 260 for a triple. No, I did 280 for a single. Then the next week, 260 for a triple. Then the next week, 285 for a single. Then the next week, 260 for 4. That was Monday. And then next week was meant to be heavier than 285 for a single. And 285 last week was tough. Like, that was my limit. So if I go heavier than 285, it'd be 290. Oof. I don't know if I'll get it. But that's the logical progression. Anyway, I'm going to work towards it. Usually I know by the last warm-up set if I can do it. And if it's there, I'm going to go for 290, which will be cool because I haven't done that number in years. And I haven't done that number with just knee sleeves ever at this body weight. So I'm 100 kilograms. My best squat in sleeves is 320 paused, but I was heavier then by about 15 kilograms, right? So now these numbers are all personal best territory. So my best was last week, 285. So if I get 290, that's another PB at this body weight. Oh, that'll be good. You know, I'd be super happy with it, except 290 is not the number. The goal's 300. Our goal's 290 today. It's the stepping stone to 300, which I know I'll get to. I know I'll get to 300, but it takes time. As always, we start with an empty bar. Yes, I'm belted, but it's the loosest setting on the belt. I just like to make everything as easy as possible. So this is a 30 kilogram barbell, well, 25, and the collars are 2.5 each. So the barbell plus the collars is 30. Maybe I'll do one more set of an empty bar. Even though it's an empty bar, when I get heavier and heavier, I get warmer and warmer, I'm looking for the depth. So I like to be able to achieve depth with no weight on my back. That's how I know I'm kind of warm. So I'm quite tight, and I've taught myself to be tight under these loads so that my max tension is kind of like at that point where I have to like stand back up again, right? That's where I want to be bouncing. So bouncing off the end stretch of those muscles. So I've positioned my feet in a way, braced. See that point where it just bounces? Boom, boom. That's the end stretch of my muscles. And as I get warmer and warmer, that point kind of gets deeper and deeper. So I like to be able to come to the first weight and hit depth with an empty barbell, which I can. I'll do one more set. My shoulders are very tight, which is another reason why I hold the bar so wide. That's, you know, if you look at the best powerlifters in the world and the best strongmen, they all have to hold the bar really wide because they have strong shoulders and they've trained that way. Feels good.
We got a few comments on, I think we need to name the skeleton, yeah.
I saw that. We'll think of something. Well, is it a boy or a girl? It would be unfair if I didn't let you guys help me choose the name. So please help me name, you know, my homie. This is my homie who is always there for me. Whenever I do my heavy lifts, you know, look at me. I don't have many friends around. Not many people here, so, you know, my homie helped me come up with a name.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome, welcome.
How are you, right?
Very good, how are you?
I'm good, brother. What's
Hello.
happening?
How you doing? It's been a while.
Oh. Wow.
Smile, you're on camera. Yeah, good. So I just spent the last half an hour warming up because that's how long I take.
I'm ready to go, bro.
I knew that would be the case. He's already warm. He looks at the plate and he's warm. Yeah. All right, today we've got some special guests here. They're Olympic weightlifters, and we're going to go through 2 different types of squats. Well, actually three, because I just found out we've got the front squat, the high bar squat, and I'm going to be doing a powerlifting low bar squat, and we're going to go through the differences between all 3. But I'm going to let you listen to these guys introduce themselves.
So my name's Kyle Bruce. I'm a 2022 Commonwealth Games silver medalist, 2024 Paris Olympian. I've been weightlifting for about 10 years now, and just everything weightlifting.
See this? Hang on, before we go over there, see that? You don't just get those tattoos, you got to earn that stuff. So he's an Olympic level weightlifter, so This is absolutely a pleasure to have these guys in here.
Yep.
My name is Isabel Lorenzi. I'm the owner as well as Carl of Uplift Gym, and I have represented Australia in weightlifting. I still have my national records in snatch, and I've been weightlifting for 10 years since I was 16.
Live and breathe the sport, weightlifting. That's
So
it.
what are we going to do today?
So I'm going to do high bar back squats. I'm going to do some triples at 220, speed squats, a little bit different to how you squat, but we're going to talk about that in the video, which is going to be great.
Definitely.
Maybe a single at 240 like that. Isabel is going to be doing some.
Some front squats, Olympic weightlifting style, so full rack on the bar.
Yep.
Probably work up to maybe like 140 for a single.
See how we go.
So there we go.
Let's go.
I've never seen a chick do a front squat 140 kilograms. So
Let's
that's going to
go.
be that's going to be a first for
Money where
me.
your mouth is now.
Yeah, what are you doing?
This is 240 back squats, all right? Easy. You're not going to go too crazy.
So I know you've done better than 240. Is that right?
Yeah, so my best back squat ever is 275 kilograms, high bar like that. But, we'll talk about this later in the video. But for me, I don't need to squat super heavy. I just need the reps to be nice and fast so my Olympic lifts are feeling fresh. So
Exactly. That's what I always talk about. When we do a squat in our program, we've got to figure out why do you want to do it. For me, I want to squat the heaviest weight possible because I'm a powerlifter. That's my goal. But with weightlifting, the goal is a clean and jerk and a snatch, and
Correct.
the squat's an accessory exercise. So that's why typically, I should say, typically, but not all the time, weightlifters aren't going for as heavy as powerlifters, but they're still damn strong.
Oh yeah, for sure. We still squat frequently. I'm squatting 5-6 times per week, almost every single session, but always at that 75-85% range.
So you're never really maxing out your squats?
Never maxing out, but just fast reps like that, just trying to keep the legs ticking over so I'm fresh for the Olympic lifts and also have sufficient leg strength for those heavier clean jerks. So, yep.
So that's what you're going to do, weightlifting after this?
I'll do some weightlifting after this as well.
Sick.
We'll get that going and should be keen. Let's go.
Exciting, let's do it.
Warm-ups, we're going to start with the bar, be a good athlete. 70, 120, 170, 220 like that. Let's get it.
You guys will be finished your whole fucking session by the time I get to my top set.
Nah, it's good, man. It's good. Powerlifting squats. Nice. Nice. Noticing the way you squat a lot wider coming out. Is that
My hands?
just thoracic extent? Are you a bit tighter?
Very tight,
Because
very
you'll
tight.
notice when I squat today, I'm squatting like literally right in like that.
Which is how I teach it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
hold the bar as close as your shoulder mobility allows. Such
Of
a good
course,
point.
of
Because
course.
everyone looks at me and they go,
Yep.
I thought you teach close grip.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I do. That's as close as I can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so watch what I do. Like I take so long to get under the bar
Yeah,
because
yeah,
my
yeah.
shoulders are so damn tight.
Yep.
But I'm trying to bring it every set as I get warmer and warmer. I bring it
Bring it
closer
in
and
a
closer.
little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll watch out for that. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a good way to warm the shoulders up too. Just slowly bring it in every single
Exactly.
set like that. I do a similar thing when I'm doing full snatch for weightlifting. I start very close, because that really makes it tight overhead, and then
Yeah.
as it gets heavier, I slowly bring it
Yeah,
out, so it
right.
sits back a bit more in the thoracic
You
a
guys
little
have
bit.
great mobility.
So it's a similar.
Weightlifters have great mobility.
We try.
Yeah.
it's very important, yeah, for sure.
So check this out. So that's a high bar squat. And I would say my high bar squat is even lower than that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the cheats to kind of like, my high bar would probably be considered a mid bar by you.
Yep.
But the objective of a high bar squat for a weightlifter isn't to squat the most weight, it's positional, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you want to be, like what's the body position that you need from a high bar squat that's going to carry over to you?
Squeezing those shoulder blades back, trying to be as quad dominant as possible, because when we're in a clean position like that, trying to be nice and quad dominant.
You got to be upright.
So upright. Yeah.
So it's what I say with weightlifters, their goal isn't really building muscles, it's lifting weight. But as a result of a weightlifting squat, look at the quads on these guys. I'm gonna put my shorts down today because these guys outdo me in the quad department. But that's why a high bar squat, and look at the shoes as well. So elevated heels, I'm using flats. So I bet you these guys have the mobility to go ass to grass with flats, but a weightlifting shoe optimizes the position, which is, look at that. So he's upright, knees are forward, so that he can have a more upright position. Whereas when you have a look at me, I'll show you now. My knees will be a lot further back.
What's that? 25 years old. Yeah, 25. So 10 years training. I'm still a baby. I'll do my warm-up stuff at home because I don't want to sort of like spend half an hour. I take a long time to warm up, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Spend about 30 minutes warming up, you know.
Oh,
just
do you actually?
doing all, yeah,
Okay.
I'm very, like a lot of people think elite level weightlifters, they just chuck the shoes on and train. Like, no, I'm very diligent with the mobility stuff I'm doing.
I didn't think that about weightlifters. I thought that about young athletes.
Yeah, look.
Because you guys, you know, as you get to a little bit older, my joints don't feel as young as what they used to.
100%.
But so talk to me. What do you do for your normal warm-ups?
So usually I'll do some upper back stuff, shoulders, thoracic. So I'll do some banded YTWs just to get my rear delts sort of active like that. I'll do a lot of hip ankle work, so goblet hip rocks like that. I love doing the big three as well. Make sure my core is working, glutes, hamstring. The thing with Olympic weightlifting, and this is the most important thing, it's such a quad dominant and lower back sport. Like we're using our lower back, our rectors, we're using our quadriceps so much. So we've got to really make sure our hamstring and glutes are super strong, our posterior chain. If we don't train the posterior chain enough, you're going to start getting those tendinopathies, you're going to get those bad knees, you're going to start getting back pain, all those things. So it's really important that the glutes and hamstrings are active. So we do a lot of posterior chain work in Olympic lifting. Yeah.
Oh, good.
With the Australian strength coach, we do anything. Just for show.
Look how quickly the warm-ups are. So we've got 100, we've got 95 kilos over there.
I ain't doing those calibrated plates today, bro.
Yeah. You call the metal ones calibrated plates.
These are bumpers.
Right, but they're still calibrated. So that's why when everyone goes,
Oh yeah, true.
why use calibrated plates? I go, I promise you they're calibrated.
This is a great point. Squeeze.
That's 95, right? Yeah. So that's, just so that you guys know, this is a weightlifting bar. It's a 15 kilograms. I got in trouble last time I said it's a girls bar, but in the Olympics, the female competitors use a 15 kilogram barbell. That's the female bar, and that's the yellow sticker that you see.
Yep.
And the men use the 20 kilogram bar. So that's why whenever you're adding it up, so this would normally be 100 if you're doing a 20 kilogram bar, but that's 95. Let's go. Okay, so I need to do the calculations as well. I think that's 105. Yeah, 105, and then I'm going to go up in small increments, and I'm going to try and get to a heavy single. So check out a few of the things that we're doing. I'm doing a low bar squat. As he mentioned, my hands are very wide compared to his, but I'm still trying to bring them close. So I'm still trying to aim for a close grip, but check this out. I'm in a low bar position, so I rest the barbell on my rear delts, okay? So this is where I would rest the bar in a high bar position, probably about here. So when you look at me, that's like a mid bar, right?
Yeah, right in that spot. Yeah. I would say that's mid bar.
So you're kind of up here.
Yeah.
Which for me is just not as strong. But as we mentioned, he's not trying to get a squat record. He's trying to strengthen his position. That has a carryover to weightlifting. So I'll add on a little bit of weight, and we'll go side view on some of these lifts as well, so that you can see. Let's check out Kyle's lifts. Right, nice and high bar on his upper traps. Nice close grip. And he's focused on exploding out of the hole. So everything with weightlifting is speed.
That's all I know, bro.
Yeah. You know, with powerlifting, you don't have to be fast.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like with weightlifting, I just stay in my own lane. Like I feel like I know weightlifting well. Powerlifting, strongman, all that. I don't got a clue, so educate me, bro.
You know, I'll educate you on the need for weightlifting in strongman.
Yeah.
So these days, at the last Arnold's, there's an event called the Big Jerk.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it wasn't quite a big jerk. They were doing push presses because they don't have the
mobility.
It's not the mobility.
It's the core stability as well to hold it in that position.
The coordination.
Yeah.
So they're doing push presses. They're doing push presses, except for the winner, who's coached by a weightlifter. So his name's Lucas Haddon.
Yeah.
And he did, I believe it was a 247.5 kilo jerk. You know, from behind the neck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But with beautiful weightlifting technique.
Yeah,
and
like
he
in a split sort of position like that.
Split jerk.
Recovering like that, yeah.
And he had plenty more in the tank. So all he did was won the event. He could have gone a lot heavier.
Yeah.
So a lot of events now, so it's kind of like trending. So in strongman, you'll see it at one of the big events, but now you're going to see heaps and heaps more big jerk events or behind the
I
neck.
love that. That's so good.
Yeah,
Incorporating weightlifting,
So
you know,
why do
into
they go behind the neck, not in front?
Stronger.
Really?
I'm guessing.
As a weightlifter, behind neck's so much
But
harder.
what
Really?
about, what about the thoracic?
My best behind neck
The
jerk
thoracic.
120, I can jerk 140.
But you're,
No
but you're
way.
an elite level Olympic weightlifter. These people, they're not training that front. Like I doubt they're front squatting like on a full grip. You know
Absolutely
what I mean?
not.
So for them, behind the neck would be. Personally, I disagree. I feel like behind neck's a much stronger movement. Think about the back squat versus front squat. What's a more stronger position?
Yeah, I guess
So
it's
you get more power.
To
in
get
that.
carry over from the leg drive.
Yeah.
So
but
I'll tell you now.
It's crazy though because the biggest jerk ever recorded for weightlifting in history is 275, and it was from the front.
Really?
So, but the best behind is 270 that we know of.
I'll
Maybe more.
tell you
I don't
now.
know, yeah.
Lucas Haddon is
Yeah.
going to be challenging that if he gets
Yeah, I
if
think
he gets
so.
the opportunity.
Yeah, oh.
Because the way that he did the 272, the 247 and a half,
47.5, yeah.
we kind of discussed that he's kind of ready for 600 pounds, which is 272.
272. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it's kind of like something that he doesn't really practice that much.
No,
But
yeah.
the guy's probably 150 kilograms
Yep,
or a little bit more, so they're massive, right?
That's for a super. That's quite light in weightlifting. Most
Yeah,
most of
right.
those big boys are 170, 180 plus.
so
you
so
know?
Big Lasher, he's the best. At the
He's
moment.
like 185, 190,
Is he?
190.
And there's
kilo
another
body.
guy that's challenging him now, the Iranian, the
And
young
he's,
guy.
He's 195 kilos.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's
Yeah,
like
a bit of-
420 odd pounds.
Bit of
Big-
perspective, hey?
Yeah, big
Mass
Iranians.
moves mass.
Yeah, literally. And he's fast too, man.
Yeah,
He's
but
so
something
fast.
he's very fast, but something I say with technique is, you know, I love watching the super heavyweights. That's super impressive. It's the
yeah.
most impressive. However, when you want to emulate someone's technique, I'd say that the lighter lifters would be far more technical because they don't rely on their mass.
That's true.
To shift heavy loads.
Absolutely,
So if
yeah.
you want to learn lifting technique, it's a spectacle to look at the super heavyweights, but better off looking
And this
at
might be
lightweights.
controversial, but watch the chicks, watch the girls.
right.
I feel like they lift with far better technique and position,
Really?
they're better flexibility. I feel like, you know, I always tell my lifters, watch lighter
Yeah, okay.
females, man. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Easy.
Is that 105?
Oh, 10.
110. Yeah, so with the warm-ups, Kyle just noticed that I'm doing singles now, but what he didn't see was me doing tons and tons of reps on the leg press.
see that.
And then I did like 2 sets of 10 on an empty barbell.
Yeah.
Right, so now I'm actually warm, so now it's just feeling the weight.
Just feeling the weight,
So
yeah.
now it's just singles all the way up to the top set.
Gotcha.
So look how fast you guys are. You're going to be doing 180, so 130.
Let's go. Nice. Easy work.
Depth, difference in depth.
Yep.
Right, so for a powerlifter, the goal is to get the crease of the hip.
Yep.
Can you see it through there? The crease of the hip below the top of the knee. But for a weightlifter, there's no depth requirement, but what are you aiming for?
As deep as I can go. With keeping my spine in that nice flex position as well. I don't want to go too loose like that. But sometimes in snatching as well, we need to sort of give a bit of flexibility in the back to save some of those heavier reps. But generally speaking, like that. But
You want to slam it as deep as you can. Hamstrings press against your calf.
more, yeah, as much as possible. Absolutely. Yep.
Good, love it.
Like we said before, I'm just trying to move that weight as quickly as possible.
Yep.
So that's it.
Right, 180. Nice. Nice. All right. What's this? 150, I think.
Go Sebastian. Easy. Easy. The depth is perfect though.
For a powerlifter.
That's
Yeah.
I would stereotypically think that's more than a powerlifter.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you something.
looks pretty
Depends on
good.
the federation, depends on what you see. A lot of the high-level comps,
Yep.
the refs can be a little bit lenient.
I getcha.
So a lot of the world records that you see in like the rap division, that's the
Yeah.
super heavyweights,
Yep.
they're typically
not quite to depth.
Yeah, because you're coaching Hatfor. I saw he did a comp a few years back, and he kept getting red lighted for the depth with the wraps. He was in like 450.
So he got
something.
460. So
460,
he got
sorry.
440, which was allowed.
Yeah.
But then I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
The numbers that he was going for was world record level.
Right.
And the ref is the most reputable coach or ref in the world. His name's Boris Shiko.
Yes, I've heard of it,
And he said to Thor before, he said, the higher the level athlete and the higher the accolade, the more strict I need to be because it's going to go viral.
Yeah.
So I need you to hit depth with no exception. And so he hit the what is normally considered good depth. And he got red lights. So it's like,
really?
Yeah, you know, which is fair, to be completely honest with you. Boris Shiko said, this is the standard, I want you to hit it.
That's what we need.
And he was a little bit high, very controversial because the front rev, so that's Boris Shiko, is not allowed to call for depth.
No.
That's the job for the side revs.
Yeah, that makes sense,
So if depth looks okay for the front, he's not allowed to call depth, but he did call it. That's why it was a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
But either way, that's correct. So that's borderline depth. But a lot of the
It looked
times,
pretty good to me when I was
people get away with a lot shallower depth than that
this
in
is good,
powerlifting competition. But that's the heavier weights.
yeah.
They've also got a lot of mass, so you can't really see it as well. The skinnier guys like me, you can see the creases.
I get that, yeah, for sure.
You got to hit the depth.
Yeah.
I just thought, no, this guy's. Now, come on, what are you doing today? You going to deadlift?
Honestly,
Oh, hey, bro.
nice. Yeah.
What's that, 120?
Yeah, 25, 30.
Okay. Beautiful.
We're chucking on some light pharmaceutical wraps. So just gives a little bit more spring out of that bottom. Again, trying to work on that speed out of the squat. Doesn't really,
Like, I would by no means say these are powerlifting wraps or anything. They're literally, I just go to the pharmacy and just get like some bandages. Just gives a bit more support in my knee, keeps my knees feeling a bit better, and again, just helps that bounce a little bit. So, and I'll keep them on for the whole session. So it's not tight, but I got to take them off. Easy. Perfect. Beautiful squat.
Thank you. You know, it's feeling okay. There's a few little differences as you have, if you've been following. I normally squat over here with a little bit of mirror, and I look in the mirror for the depth. So now I'm kind of doing that a little bit blind, which actually could be an advantage, because sometimes you don't want to be thinking when you get to the top set. I don't want to be looking to say, am I hitting depth? I just want to feel and just hit it. But either way, 170, it's hard to say if I'm going to be able to add an extra 120 kilograms to that. I'm going to try. Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
No breath.
Very good. Easy peasy.
Still a bit red with that.
Easy
Thanks, bro.
peasy.
Thanks so
Good
much.
job, bro. So that was 220 for a triple. A lot of differences with what we're doing. So what I'm doing now is I'm warm. I'm trying to think about what am I going to do when I hit my top weight. So that's what I'm trying to replicate here. But that's constant tension. That's a lot harder. And if you ever have a look at me doing reps, I'll do a rep, wait, breathe, reset, rep.
Yep.
But that stuff, that's brutal.
Feels easy, but
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm just weightlifting. I don't know squats.
Yeah.
Nice. Easy. Beautiful squat.
What's that, 190?
Nice.
Beautiful. Good job.
Thanks, bro.
So that's another thing that I often talk about with strength athletes is not going to fail and leaving repetitions in reserve.
Yep.
So this is your working weight.
Yep.
You could do way more reps than that.
I could probably do 10, I reckon. Like if you put a gun to my head, but that'd be a
I believe it the way that that's moving.
Yeah.
But it's important to see the goal isn't so if your goal is muscle building, you want to take the movements close to fail.
Yep.
But the goal is strength and speed. And when the bar starts slowing down, that's kind of
That's
When
how,
it's- when
that's
it's
how
time to end
cute,
the
that's
set.
how cute to stop. 100%, man, that's
on.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
125, is that right?
Yeah, I'll go.
125 double.
You
Good
double
one.
reps on if you want and go 35.
Yeah.
Double reps on. Alright. When I was younger, we used to do a lot more double sessions because weightlifting, obviously relative to powerlifting, the percentage is a lot lighter, you know.
Lower load and higher skill.
Yeah, that's right. But we can practice it more frequently.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten a little bit older, I mean, I'm still young, but 25 compared to 18, I do feel a noticeable difference in recovery. So I don't really do double sessions as much as I used to. Maybe 2-3 months out of a competition, I might do 8 sessions a week, maybe 2 double days, but it's just really light refinement, you know. But once you get to a higher level in weightlifting, you don't really need to practice the skill that much because it's quite autonomous and, you know, you have the skill set there sort of thing. So, yeah.
Great point. So that's for powerlifters. Well, for me, some powerlifters train more than me, but for me, 4 days a week and I'm smashed.
Yeah, wow.
You know, if I'm going light, like if I take time off training for a while and I come back and I'm not going heavy, I can do. I love training more.
Yeah.
So I'll do 5 days a week, but then I get to the point when I get to heavy again, I can't recover from it.
Yeah.
And that's why, because absolute loads are more fatiguing than the light. Like we say light, 220 for 3. It's not really light, but it's light for him, as you can see, which is why they can do the high frequency. They're saving so many reps in reserve. It's a very low RPE, so it's all about skill acquisition and repetition and not training to fatigue. So that's the difference between weightlifting. And actually, when I first started trying to get a good squat, I was looking up to the Bulgarian method.
Yes.
And that's, you know, these are guys
intense.
that popularized daily and double day and maxing out so frequently.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I want a good squat, and these guys had good squats. I'm going to do that. There's a very big difference. They're doing skill work, so they're maxing out snatches and clean and jerks. And the absolute loads are a lot lower, which is why they can get away with, and why they benefit from high frequency is skill.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
that makes so much sense,
good.
yeah, for sure.
Love it. Nice. Go on. At the age, I'm always the oldest guy in the room now. It's just how it is. It didn't used to be that way. I swear, that's what you guys are going to find. Yeah, eventually when you're my age, everyone, you're going to be the old ones as well. It's what happens.
Yeah,
It's what happens. But yeah, no, it's not that I'm training with younger people. I always train with younger people. But I love training with athletes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where, although it's a different sport, these guys are a high level. They obviously understand hard work. And something that I say a lot of is, if people don't train very well and they come in a room and they start cheering you on and they don't understand what it feels like to be pushing hard, it's just noise when they scream, come on, let's go. Like all of this, it seems like it's encouragement. But a lot of the times it's a distraction. Unless, of course, you know, that's why I love training with lifters that understand what it feels like. So when these guys are like, come on, let's go, it's quite motivating. So that's a tip for a lot of people. If you're a newbie and you're watching some big lifts, keep quiet.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, kinda. Because sometimes I swear one of my pet hates is when
It's
I do
actually
something
really annoying, bro.
When I do something shit and I know it's shit and everyone's like, yeah, sick, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's like that's 150 kilos less than my best.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm depressed. Don't talk to me. Strong. Easy, fantastic.
nice. Very easy.
Well, that speed, but it hurts.
Beautiful, man.
Good.
Beautiful.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Woo! Strong at base gym. Let's go. I see all your videos at the North Sydney base gym.
Yeah.
I used to see all
People
that shit.
always like, when are you going to bring that video? When are you going to throw the belt? It's like, nah, I've kind of matured since then, bro. I don't get that angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the Strong Motherfucker t-shirt.
I love that shirt, bro.
And then I'll tell you what happened. I met Thor Bjornsson, and he wore the t-shirt and it went viral. So it was a photograph of him walking New York City with his missus at the time. And he was like, massive guy, strong motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That shirt doesn't suit me anymore. It suits you though. So that's his brand now.
That's his now. That's it. We can't. Yeah, I won't wear that then.
I don't feel strong enough when I'm standing next to him. You know.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
What's the problem? No, that's okay. That's why I'm changing the colors, right? So I was gonna do red, red, and then 4 blues, which would equal 290, but I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, which is gonna be
We've got a few strong people training today.
5 reds. That's right.
Just a few.
That's right.
Yep.
Nice.
Come on.
Push. Fuck yeah. Easy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
35. And then I'll go back down. Only 35, easy.
30 for 1?
35 for 2.
For 2? Woo.
So what are you gonna do?
35 for 2.
Okay.
Better than 40 for 1.
Okay.
225? Oh yeah, 25 kilos. Let's go, brother. Easy.
Let's go.
Easy, bro. Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's too far away from the top to see if I'm gonna
Yeah,
be strong enough for the number.
I can't really tell until usually like 40, 50 off.
Yeah.
People ask me at like 70 kilos, like, oh, you reckon you could do? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have
It's
no
too far
idea,
away.
man. That's it.
This is supposed
You-
to feel comfortable.
You'd think after like 20 years of training, you would have a better
Yeah.
guess, but it just never gets there.
Yeah.
You got to try 270. Would that be a?
Well, that's what's going to tell me if I've got 290 in me or
Yeah,
not.
that's 245.
245. I'll do 245 to
270, 290, like that.
I've got 250. 50, 70, 90. There you go. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna do some snatches. Yeah, we'll see how the legs feel after squats, but maybe just up to like 140 for a few reps, sets. Maybe 3 reds, blues, not reds. We'll see how we go. Just gonna warm ourselves up.
So that means I've got 3 more sets. I'm going to start switching on now.
Let's go. Let's go, brother. Easy for you.
Go. Yes.
Nice. Easy. Easy.
Thank you. Hard to say.
Strong, bro.
Thank you, bro.
270 first.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, you know. Move forward.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yep. Go.
Yes.
Yes, go! Okay, there we go. Strong.
Okay.
That's good post.
Enough. Yeah. Go, bro.
prayer, bro. I have to put up a prayer to get this one.
290.
Fuck, I'm nervous. I'm just gonna sit in silence for a bit.
Perfect. Yep. You're not thinking about much when you're going into a top set, just sort of just blank mind, focus, everything, yeah.
Don't miss.
Just don't fuck up, that's it.
Yeah, bro.
100%, man.
Like, you know how many times I've gone for lifts?
Yep.
And then you stop. If you've, like, I've missed lifts.
Yep.
And I look back on the camera, I'm like, you just stop fucking pushing.
Yeah.
That's why you missed it, because you didn't fucking
Just
try
lost
hard
focus,
enough.
that's it. You just didn't try.
just
That's
gotta-
it, yeah, for sure.
You just got to try hard enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, of course. Not all
Sometimes
the-
it's just fucking
Sometimes
heavy.
it's too heavy.
I'm gonna get a cheeky.
Come on. Let's fucking work. Fuck! Scared the shit out of me, man. Fuck.
Fuck yeah. Ooh, a type.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'm dead now. Epic.
Dude! Mate! I swear, when I have fucking, you know how we say, we don't know until it's on. Dude, I thought at 200 I wasn't getting this. I was like, this is so heavy.
Yeah, bro. Not gonna lie, I saw the 50 move and I was like, we'll see, bro, we'll see where we go.
Dude,
But
everything was heavy.
70 move, good though. Like the
70 move, yeah.
70, I was like, he's got it, bro, he's got it, you know?
Like you kind of have to bring more intensity every time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And not come in. So that's something that, this is my strategy anyway.
Yeah.
Getting too psyched up with the lighter weights.
No.
It's
You gotta
unnecessary.
tire yourself out.
Exactly. It's fatiguing, right?
Yeah,
So
just stay calm, confident.
that's also why the
Yeah.
200s feel heavy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not psyched up for it. It's like, it's easy weight, so it should be easy. So you do it, and it's like, oh, I felt harder than what it should have.
Yeah.
Anyway, PB this body weight. So
Yeah,
I got
bro.
290. Now,
No
what I'm
raps.
going to do is some back down work. So interestingly, I was going to mention it when you were doing it, but I was focusing. You did I'm going to do the reverse order. So he did triples on 220, 3x3 on 220, and then he did his top set of 240. I'm going to do the reverse.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go top set with back down sets. So something that I like to do is drop it down to about 80%. So what's 80% of 290? I have to calculate that. I think it's around 230-ish.
225.
I would like for it to be 225, but unfortunately I think it's a bit heavier.
Yeah. And that's not good.
I'll tell you exactly. 290 times 0.8. Yeah, it's 232. Damn it. So 232 is not a number, so 232.5. Well, actually, we've got weightlifters here, so we can use the weightlifting plates. I do.
I hate the weightlifting plate,
Yeah.
bro. The 1.25, they used to do it back in the day.
1.25s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to do it.
I noticed when I saw some. Actually, I think it's your weight class. The clean and jerk world record
was 217.5 or something.
Correct.
Yeah. And
that's why I looked at that going, hang on a second.
Yeah, 2004, I think, or 2005 is when they officially changed it to the 1 kilo increments, which I honestly hate. I train with 1.2. Like if I snatch 140, I'll go 42.5 or 45. I don't go 43. 40.
Don't you?
No, like,
You don't go hardcore weightlifting style.
Use that for like.
I'll tell you why I use the button plates. They look better.
They just look cooler.
The smaller plates look like you're not lifting as much. You don't. Yeah, this looks like it's a lot of weight, right? But if I use the calibrated plates, it'll look look like I'm doing one. People go, oh, that's just 120.
Yeah, literally.
It's like I promise it's heavier than 120.
Weightlifters would say.
Catch up. Better.
Sick.
Sick.
130 double, pretty good.
After squats.
With ease.
After squats.
After squats.
Let's go free blues, why not?
Yeah. 130 is not a number.
No, exactly.
But 140 is.
That's it. And then 150 is, and then 160 is, and then 170 is.
Hang on. What do you reckon you could get? What was the plan to get today?
140 was honestly 30 was the plan.
Right.
Yeah, but if he hypes up, he needs to snatch 160 very soon.
But I'm here, so.
Well, let's see how would you be open to going more than 140?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Because my audience would love to see that, I reckon.
I'd like to see that too.
And Vassal would as well, hey.
After a squat, I'd love to see that.
Well, let's see what 140 looks like.
Let's see how
Right
40 goes.
What weight?
Muscle snatch goes like 60, hang snatch is maybe 80, 85.
Nice.
I'm happy with squats.
Yeah. Nice. I've seen you snatch 100 before.
Give me something like that. I did 100. My national record is 102.
Insane. Insane. I don't see that very often. That's good. That's good.
Stay. Nice. Same. Oh, stay.
Fuck yeah. Dude. I thought he was just going to do one.
50 for 2, Carl.
I thought he was just going to do one and then he fucking...
After squats.
He smacks a double.
Well, I don't know if
That's sick.
if you saw that second one, but like notice how I didn't stay super upright. I kind of fell a little bit back on my heels like that, and my spine flexed a little bit. But I was saying before in the snatch, sometimes that's necessary to save that position. You know, it's not optimal, but you know, for those heavier percentages, it's just necessary sometimes.
Yeah.
Which obviously in a squat is a big no-no, or a deadlift.
Well, it's a loss
or
of tension.
Correct.
You know, it's a discussion on whether butt wink is good or bad. And to be honest with you, I stay out of the discussion from a rehab standpoint.
Correct.
But I go from a performance standpoint. It's weaker. It's a loss of tension. So you should try and avoid it.
Yeah. Let's go, bro. Easy. Come on, bro. Nice. Yeah. Nice, bro.
You know, the adrenaline dump.
Yeah, bro.
It's like I get psyched up at the top one and now I'm like chilled.
Yeah, bro.
And that's a fucking ton.
It's hard to get that back, bro.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
It's hard to get that back.
I just got to say thanks to my homie.
Easy. Same thing. One shot. That's the one. Stay. Good.
Sick. So good.
Thanks, brother.
So good.
Thanks, bro. I've got to teach you to weightlift, bro. I'll teach you to weightlifting.
Fuck, I swear. He goes, let me try. And he's walking up and going, is Vasa going to try and snatch 140?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's going to strap hard?
I don't know if the straps will fit you, maybe.
He comes into my deadlift seminars and cold, if there's 300 on the ground, he'll just deadlift it.
Nuts, bro.
Yeah, man. It's so funny.
He was benching like 250 at breakthrough once, and one of my clients is like, bro, is he benching that? I'm like, I don't think he's squatting that. Nice, Isabel. Upper body. Nice. Come on, more brush. Brush on the thighs. Drag. Drag. Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
Legs, upper body, everything.
Very strong.
Very nice.
Very strong.
What is your best triple muscle, Isabel?
So we twisted his arm, and we've got 150 kilograms on the bar.
Oh, don't put pressure on
You
me,
know,
bro.
I had pressure. We're going to have a bit of pressure. That's where we step up. You know what I mean?
Go, bro.
Let's see. Let's see. So
do it.
150 snatch. That's some serious weight.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
What's your best?
160 is my best. Okay. Yeah, 160. But
you got to peak for that, right?
yeah, I wouldn't do this after a squat. This is quite heavy. Like probably, I think at the moment I'm probably good for maybe 65. Maybe I'm trying for 170 snatch. That's what my goal.
But you wouldn't do that after a squat, as you said. You'd
No
come in and do
way.
that fresh. You'd warm up
I'd
with.
progressively overload to it. I'd build up to it, sort of like peak for week 8 to week 12, sort of like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right now I'm sort of just riding out training, getting my body feeling healthy, and then when I feel good, I'll sort of prepare for that. But that's sort of my goal. But for a standpoint, 160 snatch in the Olympics would be like top 8. Like the boys that are medaling are snatching 175.
In the 88 class, is that right?
They're snatching 75s, 70, 78s, 90, 80 snatch. It's strong, bro.
Wow.
They're strong boys.
So when you say 70, 80, you mean 180?
180.
Yeah,
180 kilogram
Yeah.
snatch, yeah, the Bulgarian.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's messed up.
So who's the Bulgarian?
Carlos Nassar. Okay. He's a tank, man. He can front squat 270, back squat 300.
No way.
Super tall, lanky dude as well. Like, doesn't really have
I've
the lead.
seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
yeah. And
Unreal.
clean and jerks 230, snatch 185. It's just
In the 88 class?
88 class, yeah. There's levels, man. There's levels to
is.
this racket, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyway, in base gym, it's a pretty good number anyway.
All right,
so
let's hit it then. Let's go.
let's do it. Do you want music, brother?
Yeah, bro. Let's chuck it on.
Give me a song. What song
The
you
one
want?
you just had on before is great.
Yeah, good. Same. I like my music too.
Right, bro.
I thought you were just going to go for the single.
Oh, we tried. You said 50. I was like, oh, try for 2
That
maybe.
was good, man.
Thanks, brother.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. Kind of tempted to just put
do one more
60 on
set.
over crack, but yeah, top 10. Yeah. But 160, 165.
When's the next Olympics?
LA 2028. Yeah. So
Okay, so 3. Are you going for it?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure at the moment. I took a bit of a step back after finishing Paris. Pretty injured and stuff. So now I'm just trying to get back into a groove of training. But if things work out well, yeah, I will. I'll try for that. Yeah. Let's go, Iz.
Yes. Nice.
Beast.
Last set.
Easy. Strong. Nice. Come on. Nice, brother. Good squats.
You know, the first rep is the hardest
Always.
because it's like, oh, I've got to do 3. And then it's like,
with those back offs, bro. Always.
fucking hell. Anyway, I'm glad I'm done.
That's done, bro.
That's good.
You just got some accessory stuff? Is that what you usually? Yeah, nice.
Stiff leg deadlifts.
Oh, nice. I don't know. Maybe try. I want to try it again. I reckon I can do it.
You gonna try it again?
Yeah, I reckon I can do it.
Fucking legend.
I can do it, bro. No, fuck. I need
yeah.
to do that. I'm a base gym, bro. Come on.
Fucking oath you are.
Always give it a try. Like, if I feel good for it, bro, I'll have a crack, you know?
Yeah.
But leave it at that. Weightlifting bar, because it spins a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the bar doesn't spin, it doesn't sit back into your wrist, so it's quite important to spin. Nice. I'll show you.
You're doing hang snatches
That's
now?
hang snatch, yeah.
Hang's a good variation for weightlifting when your legs are a bit tired, because it doesn't put as much pressure on your
Yeah,
legs.
that's after squats.
Right.
So like for me, my normal program today was from the floor. but
Right.
I did squats before. I'm at base gym, obviously.
Yep, of course.
So I substituted my full snatches to hang snatch above the knee, to just put a little bit less pressure on the legs, and I can still hit decent percentages. For, 40s for reps, 40s for singles. So, you know, it's just sometimes you change things around a little bit. But yeah, there's so many exercises in weightlifting. Like the vocabulary of weightlifting is insane.
So let me ask you something. If you were to coach someone in like a power sport, like rugby or sprinting or something like that, a lot of people just do like weightlifting because they go, it's good for explosion. But what would you say are the most like easiest exercises that like a sprinter or a footy player?
I've coached like lots of athletes like judo, wrestling, rugby, all those. I never teach them the classical snatch and clean jerk. What you see in the Olympics,
necessary.
Don't need to know it. It's just not necessary. Like you said, it takes too long to learn, and it's just not that important. So I'll teach them variation. So power snatches, power cleans, a lot of hang work, block work.
Dip, power clean, just like here, pull up. Just because that's like the best
Clean.
exercise for
That's
speed.
the
Clean
power
pulls,
component of the movement.
clean pulls, overhead snatch grip, push presses, like just things that generate power. The actual snatch and clean and jerks, really not that important for them.
That's technical, but not huge power
If
generator.
your goal is not to go to the Olympics and do weightlifting, you don't need to know it.
Okay.
You know, honestly, like if you, I'm talking more to an athlete that wants to go to a high level. You know,
power clean or a hang power clean? Which one's better?
probably a hang.
Hang
That's gonna
power
generate
clean.
more power.
And what about?
You get rid of that part, that's where everyone stuffs it up.
Okay.
So we have 3 parts in weightlifting. First pull's from here to here, second pull's here, and then technically third pull is that extension part.
So the first pull's not explosive.
No, not at all.
You can,
The second pull
best
is.
weightlifters can be as slow as possible here, as long as
And then they
parts
explode.
of the knee, they're really fast.
Second part's good, yeah.
So what involves more power? Hang power snatch or hang power clean?
Hang power clean is easy to teach because power snatch requires more shoulder mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people they.
And with a power clean, you can catch it on your fingertip.
Yeah.
So if you don't have great mobility.
So top exercise for a sprinter, hang power clean.
Hang power clean, absolutely.
So all the power athletes out there that don't need to lift weights in their sport, hang power clean is number 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
Number 2,
Block clean pulls probably.
I reckon front squat.
Front squat?
just a front squat.
On the front squat.
Love this simplicity.
Yeah, thoracic
Simple.
Yep.
extension, you know, elbows.
And then one more. We've got to go top 3. So we're going to go a hang power clean.
Dip power snatch. Just from here, they dip through like the throwers. All the track athletes do that.
Yeah.
Just here, get under it.
Top 3 exercises for the sprinters, the track athletes, the throwers, the rugby players, the martial artists.
Yeah.
Hang power snatch.
Hang power clean first.
Hang power clean.
Second
Front squat.
And then third dip power snatch.
Dip power snatch. There's your top 3.
That's what we're
Good one.
What's next, guys?
Next for me, I'm going to do some stiff-legged deadlifts, which I'm not looking forward to, because last week I did them first, and I did 205 kilograms for 8. So now I've got to do 10 kilograms for 8 in a fatigue state. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I feel good. I feel like I'm just relieved that I got my squat. So everything that I do from here, I'm not going to be disappointed if I'm not strong enough to do my stiff-legged deadlifts or anything like that. I did a great squat session, top set, back down set. So percentages, we go top single and then 2 sets of 3 on 80% of the top weight. So there's lots of variations of that. But I'll tell you a bit about the science. When it comes to strength, you need to lift heavy. How heavy? Well, a lot of the research says 80% and plus. So less than 80% has lesser of a carryover to your top end strength, especially if you're more advanced. So beginners get stronger from lighter weights and lower percentages. But 80%, so that's why my back down work is in the 80%, but then you know, strength is a skill, and if you want to get good at 1 rep maxes, like getting over 90% for your top singles is even more beneficial. So there's my session. So top single is over 90%, and then your back down work is 2 to 3 sets of 80%. You're going to go like 3 to 5 reps. I did 3. There were reps in reserve, but it's really damn hard. But anyway, great session. And now it's just easy stuff.
One question. Was there a moment that like 9-year-old coming?
During the lift, no. During the lift, I was like surprisingly comfortable. But it was more, it was kind of like leading up to it. So unracking actually felt okay from the unrack, but you never know. And I switch off. So Kyle asked me, what do you think when you're lifting? It's like, no, I can't think. Don't fail, don't fail. Yeah, and that's all I'm thinking is like, do not stop, do not stop, do not stop. But yeah, during the lift, it felt okay. And actually coming up, I was like, that was too easy. Like I feel like I had more in me. I feel like it wasn't an absolute limit. Like maybe a little bit more, not too much more, not 300, not yet. A little bit more work to get to the 300, but yeah, really happy with today.
Yeah, no, I lose that. He did that.
Oh,
It's a muscle snatch.
muscle snatch.
You gonna try and do that, Vass?
Yeah, he is.
Did you warm up on
He
60?
did 60 very easily.
You did? Okay.
Can you do 120?
Huh?
Whatever's easy for you, bro. That's it.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's upsetting.
That's so funny.
I'm going to see you guys.
You know what I notice about weightlifters? They don't care about the colourful plates and all of that stuff. So it's like I look at that. How much weight is it? I can't even tell.
75.
That's 75 kilograms. Is there anyone else in this, like where are you rank in Australia?
Rank 1.
You're the best weightlifter in Australia for your weight class?
No, yeah, all overall.
No way.
for the last-
So like Sinclair total kind of thing, eh?
Body weight to weight, like Wilks, like whatever, yeah, body weight to weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sinclair, for the last 5 years. Yeah,
Sick.
number 1.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Well, like registered weightlifter.
Yeah.
Competing on
Of
the
course.
platform like that, you know? But yeah,
We have a fucking legend in our gym, bro.
We do.
trust me, it's not that impressive in Australia. If I go to another country, different story.
So world level is insane, right?
Yeah, well, like in the world, I'm ranked 12th, 13th, like that. Which
Still pretty insane.
yeah, but yeah, in Australia, it's not as popular, you know, Olympic weightlifting. Powerlifting's way more popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I noticed the shoes you wore for your squats. You don't wear heel elevated for the squats?
Sometimes, if I do a high bar squat,
okay, yeah.
if I do a high bar squat, I've got same shoe, well, the Nikes or actually the Adidas, but yeah, heel elevation for sure. But for this one, I want to use my hips. So having the heel elevation, the knees come forward, which is great for quad building, but my hips are stronger. This is all, like the way that I do it is all back.
For sure, yeah.
But then I normally will do complementary exercises like quad building, like, I don't know if you've seen, I stand on like the red plate, high heel elevation, so that I can get maximal knee bend and be as upright as possible.
What's front squat?
260.
Damn.
Yeah. No. I used to be able to.
Dude, that's even harder.
Yeah. But I literally can't achieve that position.
No, it's too,
But it was funny because I wasn't front squatting, and Sonny comes to me and he goes, he had his camera out, and he goes, so what do you reckon you'd be able to front squat now? I'm like, I don't know, it's 260, just saying it. And he goes, and he gets his camera and he goes, all right, you hear that? You heard it here first. Bass is going for a 260 front squat today. I'm like, fuck you.
I saw that video actually.
Yeah, so then I did 260.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was a nice lift, and I still post it to this day.
That's a very impressive front squat.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't train.
For someone who doesn't front squat.
That's still world class. Man. That's a world class front squat. For a
World class? Okay, I'll take that.
Hands as well. Hands.
Good one. Have a look at this muscle snatch.
What are you doing? Yeah, man.
Let's go, bro. Come on.
Come on.
Let's go. Come on. Go.
Yeah!
Does that count?
Yeah, for sure.
It counts.
It counts. In muscle snatch, there's no rules.
That's so funny,
Bro,
man.
you're doing like close
That's so
grip.
funny.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, Vasa, you gonna do 140? I think you should, bro.
Yeah, I think you should too.
Whatever I do, just come and do it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hands. Yes. Let's go, big dog. Let's go.
Nice. All right, let's go, Vas.
Is he going for a power clean? Who knows?
Muscle clean. Is it called muscle clean?
Muscle clean press.
Muscle.
Yeah, we're going to rename it. That's the press.
You're not allowed to use your legs for the press.
Right, so first it was wider. Try to, yeah.
Go tiny wide, yeah.
Let's go, Vas. Come on, bro.
Let's go.
Come on, Vas. Oh!
Bitch, wait, I can do it.
Let's go. How, did it fuck him up that it was too wide, the grip?
No, it's hard here.
Because as it's heavier, you need that momentum and you need that.
1 kilo makes the biggest difference in that.
Yeah.
That's why, like in weightlifting, strength versus technique and power, it's like 50-50,
Yeah.
The strongest person in the room, but technique and position and years of practice isn't in there.
So is Kiana Shrestami the champion in your weight class?
Former. Yeah, Kiana was good, like that.
So that's something I noticed about him. His arms are skinny as. And I saw him do like a 220 clean and jerk.
Yeah.
He is so technical.
Yeah, and it's like, you obviously don't need massive jacked up body.
The ideal physique for a weightlifter is huge quads, strong lower
Big
back,
traps.
and just some big traps. That's it.
And arms don't matter.
Yeah.
Pressing strength.
It depends.
50% of my jerk, so I can jerk 200. My best press is 100.
But remember, weightlifting,
Really?
if you unlock and do that, it's not a lift. So there's no point having
Correct.
a small press.
Yeah.
For me, it's
So that's fine.
it's not that press up. So I don't really need a lot of hypertrophy around
Yeah.
my chest sort of area.
But you still got muscle there.
Yeah.
Do you train presses?
Yeah, I do. I train
every
presses 3-4 times per week behind the neck in a snatch grip
Right.
and military press,
Socks
but
press?
a lot more behind the neck work.
No
Yeah.
socks press.
Yep. Yeah, in the squat position. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That, we're going to try that one. That's
I didn't get down there.
it.
It's a very technical sport.
Full on.
Very.
Weightlifting is very technical. Alright. So I'm going to do what you're trying to do, but with my hip through.
Yeah. So 160, power clean
Power clean. Yeah.
and jerk.
Split jerk. Split jerk is one like a lunge.
Oh,
2 split jerks.
So 2 power clean, 1 split jerk.
Let's go. Let's get it, brother. Yes.
1. Fast overs. Better.
Yes.
Come on, head in.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Nice. Good.
Come on.
Those squats took it out of you, eh, pal? See.
Fuck yeah. So good.
First one's a bit long.
So good.
How good? Is that alright?
How good.
Yeah, we know how to do it.
I've never done it before. Is that alright?
That was so funny.
I've never done it before.
How good.
Blue, you did it once.
your grip is mad.
Is that how you do it? Is that right?
I mean, it is a way. Like, technically wider stance, so it's a better lever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the closer the stance, the stronger you have to be.
Yeah.
Which is still, like, that was a good technique. And that was very easy.
Do people do mixed grip usually for that?
Hook grip is preferred for a sumo because when your hands are in closer like that, like you really feel the twist. Yeah, so the best sumo deadlifters are all hook grip. And also, it's stronger. Yeah, so You know, the best conventional deadlifters aren't, I don't know why, but they should get into hook grip.
Yeah, we all hook grip in weightlifting, man. If I didn't hook grip,
Yeah, you got no choice. You got no choice.
we wear straps a lot too.
Yeah.
Because if you hook grip too.
But I mean, you can't just grab it double overhand with the weights that you're trying to do.
No way. No, sit down.
No way, yeah, I reckon not even 120 like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my grip strength actually sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the most you've deadlifted?
250 I've done.
Really?
Just
I've done-
like, I've never
Really?
tried.
What
Yeah.
about
so
sumo comp?
maybe.
I've done 180.
I've never do it right.
You've done 180?
I've done 180 bench, 190 sumo.
Really?
Yeah, but
I've never done like, yeah, I just stopped messing around after training.
Yeah.
Our bench presses are so bad.
I benched 147.5.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weightlifting.
It's
like-
very good.
Yeah.
It's
What's good
for, if you
what's
don't
good
fucking
for a
press.
girl? I can do
What's good
90.
for a girl? 90 is very good for a
That's
girl.
flat bench.
Like, not many girls are doing 100. So if you can, like, 100 is really good for a chick.
Yeah.
Not like 90 is good for a girl, but
Yeah,
100 is good for a girl.
I recently hit my 100.
Oh, congratulations.
That's a wrap. I just did my low bar powerlifting squat. Kyle did his high bar weightlifting squat. You can see the difference in intensity. I was maxing out, and this was just a warm up for him. So don't focus on the weight that we lifted. Focus on the technique. Look at the size of his legs. Like, I'm gonna have to do it, right? I'm gonna have to do the comparison and just get smashed by him. So his legs. Come here. Come here.
Get over here.
Look at this. Right, so this is me. I just did a really heavy squat, but my legs aren't as big as these guys, right? So these are weightlifters. This is a powerlifter. They put me to shame. It's what it is, right? So that's why I need to be doing a lot of direct quadricep work if I want to build my quads, because that type of squat doesn't build quads. But what a sick session with these guys. Absolute beast, both of them. Go and give them a follow. I'll leave all their details in the comments section. If you want to learn about weightlifting, whether it's to be a weightlifter, a CrossFitter, or an athlete that wants to develop power, these are the guys to go to in Australia. The best weightlifters in Australia. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks so much, bro. Appreciate it.
Speak to you guys
Thank you
soon.
so much.
Speak to you guys soon.
Beautiful.
Go on.